Hi, Holly Pike here from ArtisticThreadworks.com and YouCanDigitize.com. Welcome to my studio. Many of you know that I had a new studio built this year and actually moved into it February 1st. As you look around my room, I have 12 very large windows and a large glass door that goes around the outside perimeter of the room, and then a brick wall and the house wall on the other side. I can see the outside from both sides, and I have some window coverings on the long side that goes out to a road. But we'll start over here, and this is just a work surface and storage. And then we're standing in what I call the cut room, the artistic cutworks room. And this is where I do vinyl cutting, fabric cutting, paper cutting, and starting to build that side of our business. Over here, I have bins for the scraps. Now, as crafters and embroiderers and whatnot, we keep scraps. So this is a little piece of vinyl that is very important to keep, and we want to save everything we can. So I have the different types of cardstock, vinyl, etc., that I want to keep in all these bins separated, because, of course, we must be organized. And in these drawers, we have various accessories, and then vinyl of different types. This is the glitter vinyl. And the 651, which is permanent vinyl, like the types of things that you see on storefronts, storefront windows, that's the permanent vinyl. And then down below is the 631 in the bottom drawer. And over here, we have the glitter vinyl, the Glitter Flex. This is pretty cool stuff. It's heat transfer vinyl. So you put this on with an iron or a heat press, and you can actually use this for applique. So if you're doing something really cool and you want to use glitter for your applique, this is the stuff to use. It's really easy to use. It works well. It looks great. You can stitch on top of it. And I get all of my glitter vinyl from my friend Dawn, and her new site is Glitter Eye Candy for the vinyl. And she's a great person, a great businesswoman, and she'll take care of you if you decide to buy glitter vinyl. My labeler, I know I could make all of these labels with my Silhouette Cameo cutter and sketch pens, but this is just much quicker, and I can just do it on the fly as I go. Someone will probably ask what this is, and that's my blood testing machine and my emergency M&Ms. Always have to have those around. As we move around the room, that's the door to the house and the windows to the living room, and we also have a dog door here so that the puppies can get in and out. And again, sometimes they want to get out and away from me, so that's a good thing too. They have beds in the room because they also like to sleep here with me. But on this part of the wall, I have my Silhouette cutting machines. The Cameo machine, which cuts thicker materials and media, and also will etch on copper and tin and things like that. And then the Silhouette Cameo. This is the Cameo 2. And it cuts vinyl and paper and fabric. You can cut fabric for your appliques, for your machine embroidery appliques, which is pretty cool. All of my accessories and tools for that, and for the Cameo, pens, ribbon, washi tape, things for crafts. Everything's in a tub and neat and tidy because I'm a little OCD. So, and I know those of you who know me are really cracking up, but I don't like to have things out and have to clean them and dust them and all that kind of stuff. And then this is my workstation. And just get rid of that for now. It's my workstation. I sit in a chair, a nice chair when I work, and this comes out and comes down, so I use my pen and tablet right here, and I can work in comfort. My keyboard is here, and I just put it just like that, and I can type and do what I have to do. I have a mouse if I need it, so it's very, very comfortable. I can sit here all day and work and not have a backache. I love my Cintiq. It's the most brilliant thing anyone ever invented, and it cuts digitizing time about in half, and your efficiency and accuracy is incredible. So if you don't have one, you might think about getting one. This is my microphone that I use for my webinars on Monday nights. Those of you that take webinars with me, this is what you're hearing me on. My little Silhouette mint machine, it makes rubber stamps, and that's a very cool little machine, and maybe at some point I'll do a demo of that for you so you can see it. On this wall is obviously shelving and tubs and my sound system, which is awesome, and I have that hooked up Bluetooth to an iPod that has all of my music. These are pin cushions that have been given to me by friends over the years, and I've decided kind of to do a pin cushion collection. So they're kind of special to me and all. A project that Missy Billingsley and I and Archer and I did together. We sew together sometimes when we all have the time. Office supplies, extra space to grow into. You need to have extra space to grow into because otherwise you can't go to the fabric stores and the craft stores and buy stuff. Office stuff. And then some extra fabric I have not filed and put away yet. These are my extra machines. This one is some other brand, if Missy's watching. And then these are Elagio's, older machines that are good backups. They still work. They're still in good service condition. And they're a good backup if you need one and your regular machine goes down. This is one of my favorite spots right now in my studio, and this is where all the designs from my team come in on a daily basis. And I get to go through everything and look at everything and just kind of marvel at how awesome my team really is and how blessed I am to have them. And these are some of the projects that are coming out very soon or maybe are already out. So these are all my team things and kind of like Christmas every day. I get a Mail Express envelope almost every day. And it's like Christmas, I get to open it up and say, oh, what's this? So that's kind of fun. Those of you that don't know me very well don't know that I train digitizers, and I've developed a team of 15 people that have been with me quite some time, and they digitize for Artistic Threadworks and for our Etsy store. And they have pretty much proven my teaching method, which is kind of fun. I love them all very dearly, so that's what that is. As we move over this way a little bit, you'll see my ironing board. It's a really big one. And then my step stool. I'm 5 foot tall. Some of you can relate. So I can't reach the top. I can't reach to adjust my lights or anything like that if I need to. And instead of saying, oh, honey, come in and adjust this light, or oh, honey, come in and get this tub, I just have a really good step stool, and I can kind of be a little bit independent on my own. In the tubs down here, the big black tubs, are my samples and trunk show, and some of it is this kind of stuff that has come in from my team, and they're actual samples of designs that I keep for my traveling trunk show and when I go to teach, so that folks can see what I have been able to teach my team to do and what our abilities are. So that's under there, and I've got another one over there. As we move over here, now I have these little cubbies that are kind of like at my desk. And these have lots of storage in them for things that you don't know what to do with, like paper, tablets, and stabilizer, and extra hoops, and all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, my rulers are out, and these are letter holders. They're file holders for a desk. And I just have all my rulers there so that they're really handy and easy to get to. So if I have someone in my room with me working, and they need a ruler, they don't have to ask me where it is. They can just go over and grab it and get it, and hopefully put it back when they're done. This painting, I just love this painting. It's got sparkle glue on it, and I'm so excited about that. And my little friend Callie taught me about that. But we did this at Serger School, the Serger School that Missy Billingsley teaches and Dawn Winter from Design by Dawn puts on every year, where we learn all about our sergers and making projects. And for Dawn's birthday, we went to Wine and Design, and they made this design for us, and we all painted it, and some of them were really amazing. One of my friends was absolutely amazing, but I love mine, and that's got a prized place in my studio. This is the HVAC split, heat and air conditioning for my room, and it's pretty cool. It keeps it pretty comfortable in here. I'm still learning how to use it, but it's quiet, and that's what was really most important. Now this is the pride and joy of my studio. This is my cutting table. For a couple of years, when we moved into the house with my sister-in-law, I had her cutting table out here, and it was a little bit smaller than this. And when we decided to add on the studio, I said to her, I want something that's really functional, but something that has storage underneath it. And I used to have all my fabric up in these bins and learned that that's really not healthy for fabric because it can mildew in our environment here in Florida. So I asked Larry to build something that I could put at least 2 cutting mats on, and if we turn them this way, I can put 4 smaller ones on here. So the thought with that is I'm hoping to, at some point when we finish up Larry's office, teach some classes in here. Some small digitizing classes, some Cameo cutting classes, some beginning quilting classes, maybe some nutrition things like how to, manage your blood sugars and things like that, which I'm pretty passionate about. And, maybe just have some friends over to sew and do that kind of thing. But in here, in these file cabinets, is all my fabric. I've got files in this one. But this is all my fabric stored away neatly, easily accessible. And if I pull all these drawers out, even if I pulled all 12 drawers out, this is going nowhere. This table is going nowhere. It's 72, I think, long by 45 wide. So it's a pretty substantial table. And I love it. I absolutely love it. When I first got into embroidery 15 years ago, I didn't sew. I didn't sew at all, except for maybe a straight seam, and that was only when I had to. But then I met Ina Archer and Dot Pike, dear friend who passed a few years ago, and Missy Billingsley from Baby Lock, and they decided that I was going to be a sewer. So I said, okay, fine, teach me. So they did. And now I have fabric. I used to just have a little bin full of fat quarters for my applique, but now I have fabric, and I actually do make things. And someday maybe I'll show you some of the things that I've made. But on this side of and there's fabric on the other side as well. So there's 12 drawers full of fabric, and maybe I'll show you how I stored my fat quarters over here, because I still do have those. These are stored so that there's a couple of them on each file folder, so that I can easily look and see what I have for whatever purpose. Now this table is on casters, and they're locking casters. Not that it matters because I can't move the table. Even if I push on it with all of my weight, I can't move the table. Now that's good and bad. It's good because I can't move it, and it's bad because I can't move it. So when I want to teach classes in here, I'm going to have Larry, oh honey, can you please help me move the table? But that's okay, he won't mind once in a while. So the table will be able to turn around and move over here so that we can still use it for classes and for various things. Now we're going to come around the other side of the studio here, and the window coverings are temporary. So please don't get fixated on that. They're going. I just have to decide what I want and be very sure because I don't want to buy them again. And over here is my thread storage for now. I use Robeson Anton thread, and I have 2 complete racks because I had a test sewer for many years that had a complete rack, all the colors. And I know those of you that know anything about me are saying, oh, Holly, really? That's how you store your thread when everything else is organized? It's all temporary. Just waiting for Larry to finish the design on my thread cabinet. And when he does, we'll do a video of that because you will be amazed. You're going to love it. As we come around here, we have my EMP6, one of the original Baby Lock EMP6 6-needle machines. And her name is Laverne. I name all my machines, and she had a twin named Shirley, who now belongs to and resides at Karen McAdams' house, who's on my team. So this is Laverne, and I love her, and she was my first EMP6. I also had one named Bam Bam, and he has a new home. I keep a stool right here so that I can easily sit at my machine and thread it without having to bend down. I tend to protect my back because I have a little sciatica problem, so I try not to do anything that overstresses that. So I can easily thread my machine and do anything I need to do here. There's stabilizer and fabric in here for stitch outs. So that's my EMP6. There's more thread underneath here. I have my bobbins for my various machines. And then this is my Elegante. This is an original Baby Lock Elegante. Not top-of-the-line technology today by any means, but certainly still a great machine, and it serves my purpose, and it does my stitch-outs for me. It sews well. I can do everything I need to do with it, quilt or whatever I need to do with it. The top-of-the-line machine now, today, I think is the Destiny 2. Maybe there's a new one coming out, and it's a magnificent machine. If you want more information about that machine, I would say contact Baby Lock or contact Missy Billingsley on her Facebook page, and she'll be happy to share all that information with you. Over here, I want to show you one thing, and that is this wall hanging we made in Serger School. Again, I was telling you about Serger School. Missy teaches a 4-day Serger School that Dawn Wenner promotes and does the organizing for. And we did this all on the Serger, and it's just beautiful, and I love it, and it's got all the features of that machine. Just have some storage things here. This is all going to change. I'm not sure what I'm doing with that space yet. Underneath each machine, I have things stored that pertain to that machine or to that technique of sewing. Like I apologize for the dogs, I have my bias tape maker and my bobbin winders and things like that under there, and then different accessories and whatnot for that machine. My friend Ina made this for me. And Missy, don't look, this is your gift for tomorrow for your birthday. And in these cabinets, I have my sulky decorative threads, my 12 and 30 weight sulky threads, and these will eventually go into the thread storage. But for now, they're going to live here, and they're pretty happy here. And some regular sewing thread and miscellaneous sulky. Down in these bins, I have my serger thread. And they'll probably stay here, or maybe not, I don't know. But for now, they're living there, and they're pretty happy with that. We made this also in Serger School. These were all Missy's patterns, and she's really quite brilliant. And this is a design made by Dawn, and we did it with crystals. That's kind of fun. This is my baby. I love my Serger. And her name is Sunshine. It's not on there yet, but her name is Sunshine. And that's so that every morning I can walk in and say, "Good morning, Sunshine." And she knows her name, so I don't think I need to put a tag on it. And again, we made this in Serger School and that in Serger School. So this is my go-to machine, as I've said to many people, that if I need to construct something, I'm going to do a quilt or table running or something, I'm doing it with my Serger because I just love my Serger. It's not intimidating to me at all. Accessories underneath there pertain to the Serger, and I try to keep that a little bit organized. If you look up in the ceiling, I have track lighting. I don't have all the lights in yet because I haven't decided exactly where I want the lights yet. I've just finalized the positioning of everything in the room, so we'll be adding more lights as time goes on and as we decide how the classroom will be set up for classes. Over here, as we come back into the cut room, you'll see some tables here and storage underneath them, of course, and this all pertains to crafting and cutting and snaps and buttons and you name it, things that you need for crafting and accessories for that. And the nice thing about how we have this set up is these tables will all slide out. So if I was going to have people over to sew, or I was going to do a basic quilting class, teaching them how to put something together quickly, I could pull these out and they could set machines up and still sit underneath them. Or we could pull them out and turn them and line them up in the room however we wanted them lined up. So I'm really excited about that. And then this is my research on my blog that I'm starting, so kind of ignore that. And my laminator, because sometimes you just have to have things laminated that you want to protect and keep. More storage underneath, felt and sticky felt and that kind of stuff. And my heat press, which will be going to a new home probably soon, and I'll be getting a new one. And just additional storage. Might stay here, might not stay here. My work table is basically two tables similar to these over here, but we've put them together with 3 pieces of Velcro so that I can take the tables apart and use them as a classroom. I can put about 5 tables here in a row and have 5 people or 6 people, depending on what we're doing and what kind of equipment we need for classes. So that's how that table works. And again, we don't have all the lighting in, but we have enough of it in. This is my paper storage for crafting. Oh yeah, Larry's telling me to remember to do this. This is my light box, and those of you that are in the art field or photography field, you know what a light box is, or drawing. It's basically a box with a white or plastic cover on it with a light in it that when you turn it on, it shines through the paper so you can see. Well, now with technology, look how thin this is, how portable it is. You just turn it on with a touch to the intensity that you want, and you can see underneath here. So if I'm doing something with vinyl, like particularly vinyl, glitter flex, I can see what I need to remove or weed out of the design much easier than without that. So that's a light box. And that brand is AgTech. AgTech. I got it at Amazon. There's the brand. It's kind of weird. AgPtek. But it works great, and I know several people who have them and they love them. This next thing is my paper cutter. Now, most of you probably have seen the guillotine paper cutters that are kind of dangerous. And I have one of those, and I had one for years. But this one I found at a scrapbook store. It's got a rotary blade on it. This is a rotary blade in here. I think it's a small one. I don't know what size that is. And it rolls against this metal edge to cut. I've had this for a couple of years now, and I haven't had to replace the blade. I think I've replaced the batteries one time for the LED lights. And the nice thing about it is you can line this up just like you would a regular paper cutter, and you can cut a very, very thin line by just pushing this against and cutting. And every time it rubs against this metal, it sharpens. So I love, love, love my paper cutter. And you can see if I need to line something up, I need to line up a line. Those lights shine through so I can see exactly where to put that to line that up. And when you're doing vinyl and things like that, it's kind of important. And the brand name is Cutter Pillar Pro. Cutter, C-U-T-T-E-R, Pillar, P-I-L-L-A-R, Pro. I think when I bought this, it was like $95, so you may be able to get it for a little bit less now. It's been a couple of years, but I love it. I absolutely love it. And no, I don't sell that, and no, I don't sell the light box. I just love them. So I get to see outside all day long, and I love that because I have light deprivation. That's why I live in Florida now. And I can see outside. I can see the dogs, and it's pretty nice. The only drawback I found so far to my studio is the ceiling in there, in the sewing side and embroidery side, is aluminum. And it's either 3 or 4 inches thick with insulation. And when it rains, it's loud. You can hear the rain on the hot tin roof, if you get my drift. If you're from the city like me, you have no clue what that means. But if you live out in the country or the suburbs or anywhere where you could have a shed with a tin roof on it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's very, very loud. I love it. It's very relaxing. But when I do my Monday night webinars, if it's raining, we have to postpone for rain delay because you would never hear what I was saying. So if we ever have to postpone a webinar for rain delay, we'll reschedule. It won't be a problem. You won't miss anything. But other than that, once I get the windows covered up in the evenings for privacy, right now these covers are up just to ensure a little security for my machines and all. The windows are low double E, which means they let in very, very little ultraviolet damaging rays, which is pretty exciting. And the floor is a plank vinyl that is waterproof, which is cool. So, what? Underneath the flooring. Oh, underneath the flooring is 12 inches of concrete. Because we had, I think, 6 inches of this room was existing as far as the concrete and these pillars here. This was here, covered with this ceiling. So the ceiling now is insulated. And then we put the two patios on and then raised everything up to the level of the house for code. So there's 12 inches of concrete underneath here. So it's not going anywhere. Let's just put it that way. So that's my studio, and though it's going to change, right now it's functional and I love it, and it's quiet, and it's a good place to create. It's a good place to be by myself and have that time that I need to think and create. So thanks for joining me. This should be up on Facebook for you to view later on, and we'll do some more. We'll do some things on maybe the Mint and the Cameo and some other things. We'll find some things to do. If there's something you'd like to do, let me know. Let me know, and I'll try and make that happen. Thanks for joining me.